Dave and Darren. A morning show bold enough to present for you their top 5 things. Yeah, it's a review. A thumbnail sketch of what we got done on our morning show, which you can hear on Planet 93.9. My name is Dave Lavora. This is my partner, Darren Pitra. Hello, Darren.
Hello.
The Top 5 Things podcast is brought to us by Nature's Treatment of Illinois.
That's absolutely correct. They have 2 locations, Tech Drive in Milan and West Main Street in Galesburg. Both of those locations are now open 7 days a week. You can order recreational items online from the Galesburg location and order medicinal items online from the Milan location, both of those through Leafly, and you'll find that at the website ntillinois.com.
Here's number 1.
Number one.
I spent a good chunk of my Thanksgiving break watching the Get Back show. Mm-hmm. The 8-hour...
Is that what they call it?
It's just called...
The Get Back Show.
I think it's just called Get Back. Right? I think that's the name of the show. Yeah. You'd think I would know the name because I've spent... It's like 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think 7 hours in.
Yeah.
They're just about to go up on the roof
Yeah.
and play. Now, you are one of the bigger Beatle fans that I know.
Yeah.
And you've expressed little to no interest in watching this thing.
I'll get around to it eventually.
You weren't as excited as I was. And I think the Beatles are terrific, but your fandom is greatly eclipses my own. Mm-hmm. It's a commitment, and I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, take a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's fascinating. It's absolutely worth watching. I think if you're just a fan of music, you should watch it because you are a fly on the wall as they're creating things. You see Paul just screwing around with the guitar, and you see the very moment that he comes up with Get Back. And watching that,
Hey, I figured it out.
he's just strumming.
Yeah.
He's just, they got to figure something out because they've made this decision. They're going to do this TV special. They don't have any songs
And
for
all
it.
these songs are going to be new.
Right. So they're just kind of doing stuff. And, you know, like George Harrison will come back the next day. He's like, I wrote this thing last night. And it's something. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So to be there in the studio with them, it's fascinating. It's also incredibly tedious and super boring. Mm-hmm. Ringo Starr is bored out of his mind the whole time because there's not a lot for him to do as they're trying to figure out the guitar parts.
Let me know when you need me.
And John Lennon has Yoko Ono with him the entire time. And I'm very confused by the dynamic because she's sitting there and no one interacts with her. Not even John.
Yeah.
It's like she's there.
Yeah, you can show up if you want.
And the vibe is, it's like that girlfriend who comes over when you're watching the ball game and she's sitting on the couch while you and your guys' friends are watching a game and she's just checking her phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Yoko Ono spends the entire time looking at her phone, which is nuts because it's January of 1969.
How do you have a phone?
It's something else. I tell you what, I have a greater respect for her than I had at the beginning of this thing.
It's like a job shadow.
Not once. Like, nobody says, like, hey, Yoko, you get a good night's sleep last night? Like, no one interacts with her. And she just sits there. And then more and more of them are bringing their wives and their girlfriends. Paul brings his stepdaughter, Heather, in at one point, who is, I think, 6 years old and, you know, is adorable. But we're trying to get a record cut, honey. And
We're under a deadline.
she's talking about how their cat just had kittens. And John Lennon's like, you need to eat those kittens.
Thanks.
It's so bizarre. She's like, no, I'm not. We're not going to eat
not
them.
gonna-
I love. No, you cut them up and you put them on crackers. You need to eat those kittens. You do. It's so weird. It's so weird. And then she's like, I'm going to go hang out with Ringo because you're a lot right now, John.
A friend of mine was talking about it, and he said, well, they digitally remastered everything, including the video.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how great it looks. He says it looks like it was filmed yesterday.
It really does. It really does. And it's crazy because these guys are 28 years old. And it's nuts to think about everything that they've gotten done.
Not even that old.
Two of them are 28, and I think George is like 26. At one point, they say like,
Yeah,
you know,
Ringo and John would have been 28, but
Right.
Paul would have still only been. He would have been 20, not quite 27, and
Right.
George would be 26.
Right.
Who, by the way, passed away 20 years ago today.
is that right?
George Harrison,
Oh my gosh, I guess that's right. Oh wow.
20 years ago today.
So the and George Harrison, when he gets up and leaves, he's like, I'm out of here. And he says to him, he's like, and I don't know how much I've never seen Get Back, the movie,
You mean Let It Be?
or Let It Be.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Is that in Let It Be where he's like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
I don't know that it is, but what I read, and I guess I didn't realize, is that he left
Yeah.
after Paul and John were having such a good time doing Two of Us. It's like, you guys don't need me. You guys are having enough fun. Bye.
That was kind of it. And then Paul has to like grab the reins and say, this is what I want you to do. And Paul comes off, and I'm sure this isn't by accident, Paul comes off pretty great. They're all great, right? But and the energy between John and Paul is these dudes love each other and they're having the time of their lives. And Paul at some point has to rein things in and say, here's what I need you to do. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. He's like, I don't want to be the boss here, but somebody's got to. And they kind of address this in real time where they're talking about, ever since Brian Epstein died, we don't have anybody telling us what to do, and we don't get anything done.
Yeah.
It's incredible to watch. It really is. It's also, though, a lot of them just going, oh, well, what's going on today? What are we going to do? It's nuts. And George leaves, and he's like, I'll see you guys at the clubs. I'll see you around when you come back home. I'm not doing this anymore. And then they're using his equipment to record the album. And he's like, and I'm going to need my stuff back.
Give me my stuff.
So they're wheeling his stuff out. A lot of it is them trying to figure out like where to record and what they're using. And then George keeps getting electrically shocked by one of the microphones, and no one believes him.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
And so then this one guy's
No,
like,
really touch it.
no, it's so insane.
Yeah, I've
because
seen that part.
There's a microphone and it's like, touch it like this. Oh no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
Didn't do it.
fine, George. No,
touch
grab
it.
it like I'm grabbing
Grab
it. And
it.
then they get shocked.
Yeah.
And he's like, I told you. Oh, told you you'd get shocked. Yeah, it's incredible. And to see them that young and obviously having a great time. It also seems pretty clear to me that they don't think this is the last thing they're ever going to do. The guy behind the movie is constantly putting it in their head like, now you're breaking up soon. Now you're going to be done now. You're going to be done now. And at one point, Ringo's like, we're just being grumpy today.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean we're breaking up. That guy's the guy that broke up the Beatles.
There you go.
Yoko just sat there. A lot of them just sat there. And it's strange, too.
Orson Welles' love child, is that the idea?
That's what he claims.
Yeah,
I don't know that
right.
that's been bona fide. He thinks that he's somehow
He thinks he's
the
Orson Welles' kid.
Yeah. I think the thing, too, that really I'm taken by when I watch this thing is watching the creative process, seeing how involved they were with helping each other out with tunes, seeing them struggle, seeing them like not be able to figure something out. You assume because they're all, geniuses that it was easy for them.
Yeah, because
To see how hard it was for them to come up with that stuff.
what you hear is the finished product.
Right. They're trying to come up with like lyrics, and Paul's like, I don't know what to do with this Get Back. And then Ringo's throwing out some stuff, and Ringo doesn't have the best ideas. But it's crazy because it's like, you get the product when it's finished. You don't know all the blood, sweat, and tears and toil that goes into making this stuff. So from that end, just as someone who's fascinated by the creative process, it was a really, really
And
cool.
that'll be available on Disney Plus for how long? Probably quite a while.
Oh, I mentioned forever.
Forever
Yeah,
now,
they don't. Disney Plus doesn't.
They don't get rid of stuff, huh?
Not usually. No,
gotcha.
It's absolutely worth watching. Take a lot of breaks, and also I'm at the point now where I've spent so much time locked in a room with these guys, watching them come up with the album that'll become Let It Be, and a lot of it is Abbey Road too. Like
Yeah, and
they're
they're
working on that stuff
with
too.
that stuff too, yeah.
But I'm at the point now where I'm excited for them to get on the roof and play, and then I'm ready for them to break up. Like I'm at a point where I'm happy that they're going to break up, because I think on their own they'll be able to get a lot more stuff done. I don't know how good it'll be. Probably won't be as good as the stuff they got together. They did together. But I'm at the point now, having spent so much time locked in a room with these guys, I'm ready for them to break up, which is not the experience I was expecting. It's called The Get Back Show, and
The Get Back Show.
available on Disney Plus.
Two.
You've had plenty of misadventures on airplanes.
Some.
That's why we like to have fun with a little segment we call I Can't Believe Darren Wasn't on That Flight. This would be a flight, I guess, from Syracuse, New York to Atlanta. This would be a Delta flight DL 1360. Horrified passengers had to deal with a woman who was breastfeeding her cat on the way to Atlanta.
You need to eat those kittens.
No, John Lennon, we love our kitties.
Oh, you put him on a cracker. Get this kid out of here. I don't like kids.
I don't know how you do that. Cats have very sharp teeth. When they're young. Certainly when they're young.
Well, yeah, all the time.
I mean, you would just latch on there and boy.
There's a message that appears to be from the pilot that's going viral this morning. It just says,
Plus, milk isn't good for cats.
no. Well, I mean,
The idea of putting
cat milk is probably good for
Well,
cats.
okay.
Cow's milk isn't good for cats.
Yeah. And human milk, probably not the best for cats.
No, there's a lot wrong here. The message from the pilot here says, passenger in 13A is breastfeeding a cat and will not put cat back in its carrier when flight attendant requested. Pilot saying, we got to do something about this. Despite repeated pleas from the cabin crew.
That's the hill you want to die on. That I won't put the cat away.
No, not until it gets all of the nourishment from my teat.
That is the crazy hill I'm going to die on.
Horrified passengers on board Delta Air Flight DL 1360 to Atlanta watched in horror as the woman took caring for her cat a step too far.
Every time you get on a plane anymore, it's got to be, what's it going to be this time? You know what? I did not see the nursing of the cat coming.
No, when you get on a plane, never in a million years are you thinking.
So you're sitting
Wonder
down-
if anyone's going to breastfeed a cat.
Certainly, well, except now, because now you can look around and go, who's the cat nurser on this
She
one?
would. She would.
That one would.
He will.
Yeah.
There's a message, I guess, to something called the Red Coat Ground Team. Pilot demanding that the ground team meet this customer once they land in Atlanta
Yeah.
to give her a good talking to. An aircraft communications addressing and reporting system message from the flight crew reads, "We need the red coat to meet a passenger breastfeeding a cat." They have...
How would you like that job? You get to talk to the crazy people on flights.
Right. No, that's got to be the worst job in the world.
It's not the best.
Your job is to sit and wait for a plane to land so you
At
can
least
give
you're on the ground.
a talking to somebody. Delta says they've had an 84% surge in incidents relating to emotional support animals in the past 2 years, forcing them to tighten regulations. The cat was fine. It's the person that was the issue.
No, typically the animal's going to be all right.
Right. You can bring a small dog or cat in the cabin, but it has to stay in a case under the seat for the entire flight.
It's the animal that bought the ticket that is typically the problem. That's the animal you're going to have an issue with.
Delta says they have seen in the last 2 years comfort turkeys, comfort sugar gliders.
You're bringing a wild turkey on a plane.
For comfort.
I mean,
Comfort
I
snakes.
can see how a turkey sandwich might comfort you.
Comfort spiders.
We're not
and
talking
more.
about comfort food, though, are we?
No, that's
I brought some mac and cheese.
You don't want to see me in the plane if I don't have my comfort turkey with me. Yeah, comfort turkey is a wild turkey. Have a couple of glasses
Couple
of that.
belts, yeah.
Emotional support animals are different from service animals. They don't help their owners with a disability. They provide help for problems including post-traumatic stress disorder. or depression or anxiety. And I know I've said this
Or being
before.
bonkers.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. If you can't get on a plane without a pony,
Don't get on a plane.
then yeah, air travel's not for you.
And you don't need a pony.
Somebody in 2019 brought a miniature pony on an American Airlines flight. You think I'm being ridiculous? That's a thing. The horse is named Flirty, has its own Instagram and Twitter account. Hello, I'm Flitty the horse, and I have to do some ridiculous things on account of how the guy that owns me is quite insane.
And if you think I'm not going to poop on this plane, you're crazy.
In another case, an emotional support duck called Daniel joined a passenger who suffered from PTSD.
Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane.
Is that why Elton John dresses up like Donald Duck?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what that's all about.
It's all coming together. My emotional support animal is Elton John dressed as Donald Duck. Does anyone have a problem with that?
You don't look broke.
Oh, the owner of Flirty the horse says once we got up to cruising altitude, she took a nap and was very quiet.
And then pooped in the aisle.
If you can't be on a plane without a pony, you don't need to be on a plane. I'm sorry.
Where do you think you're going to anyway?
Yeah.
Just stay where you're at.
Yeah, you got a pony. You don't need to leave. Just hang out with your pony and just don't freak out. And if you need a cat for emotional support, all right, that fits under a seat at least. Although, if you're allergic to cats, what about that? Where's the consideration for people like me that have allergies to these animals? Where's that consideration? I gotta get hives? And they're gonna take the thing out and have it drink straight from the tap? Mm-hmm. No thanks. No thanks. We really need to tighten down, like,
Everything.
yeah, but there's got to be, at some point, we're going to need a license to fly on a plane. And there's plenty of maniacs with driver's licenses, but at some point we got to say this is out of hand. When people are pulling cats out from under their seat and breastfeeding it, enough.
Meow, 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 beautiful. Meow, meow, telephone. Meow, 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 beautiful. Oh, Mr. Rogers. Meow. Meow.
You need to eat those kittens.
Ooh, what you need to do is eat those cats, put them on toast, get this stupid kid out of here. Why is this dumb kid in the studio? You're sucking the joy right out of the album. Get that brat out of here.
Three.
There's a study that says people who have personalized vanity plates
Yeah.
tend to have psychopathic tendencies.
I don't doubt it. Hey! Hey!
It also says the average score on the psychopath test across all drivers, highest for BMW drivers. BMW drivers are likely to show significant more psychopathic traits than the average driver. Well, the other day we were out doing some Black Friday shopping, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I just went along. I didn't need to get anything. But
So you just rode in the back seat?
Well, I was in the front seat.
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, because the boy wanted nothing to do with it. So I didn't have to fight for shotgun. I was allowed to sit in the front seat. And my wife was itching to get out of the house to go get some stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'll go with you. She clearly wanted
If I can just
wing
stay
wing.
in the car.
Well, there were actually, now that you mention it, I did stay in the car a couple of times.
Yeah, for a couple stops. There's no
Yeah.
reason for me to go in there.
I don't need to go to Ulta Beauty. What am I going to need in
I
there?
don't even know what that means.
Oh, it's a place where women buy lipstick and whatnot. I don't know. So I just sat in the car, looked at my phone. Anyway, I'm telling you this. The story is not going to have the payoff that you want because I'm building it up.
Yeah, to a crescendo.
Well, as we're it's there on 53rd, and as we're getting on to 53rd, that parking lot's kind of a disaster there. Where the Bed Bath and Beyond is, and the Michaels and the Hy-Vee and the Ulta Beauty and all that. And my wife decides to let someone go ahead of her as they're turning in, which she
very
didn't
nice.
have to do, but she's got the Christmas spirit, you see. And she says, "Well, go ahead. Welcome. Come on into the road." And as soon as she does that, then this other guy in a BMW, who she was not letting in, it's like, I'll let one person in.
Yeah.
BMW guy's like, yeah, me too. I'm coming in there too. And it's like, well, okay. I see how it is. And now that I'm reading, the BMW drivers are followed closely in second place by Audi drivers, according to this list here. The average,
Who's putting together this list?
the Institute.
Okay.
They calculated an average psychopathy score for different groups of drivers based on the brand, color, and customization of the car, and whether or not you have personalized plates. I guess that adds points to your psychopathic score. So the top 5 car brands for psychopaths: BMW, then Audi, then Fiat, then Mazda, and then Honda. There you go. The color of your car could define how psychopathic you are, too.
The color.
Yeah. If you have a gold car, that's a red flag. And personalized plates. If you have a vanity plate, you're almost 3 times more likely to show a psychopathic tendency. So if somebody comes to your house on a date and they're driving a gold BMW with personalized plates, that's a murderer. Don't get in the murder car. Tell them that you have diarrhea and you can't go out on the date. They won't question that. I have an idea for an app. I'm going to share this now because I don't have the ability to make this happen. But maybe if I put this idea out there, someone will take it and run with it. This is my idea. Are you ready for this app?
Yeah, go for it.
It's an app where when you scan someone that has a personalized plate,
Yeah.
the owner of that plate will do a 10-second video explaining what the plate means.
Oh.
Does that ever drive you nuts? You're looking at it like, what does that mean?
No,
like sometimes it's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Hawk fan, I get what you're doing there. But when it's clearly a bunch of letters that mean something, but I don't know what it means, I'd like a little video to pop up and then go, hey, my name is Tony, and my license plate is all about how I think people should give blood. And then you go, oh, GVBLD. Oh, okay.
I'm actually quite fortunate to have the capacity and the capability of moving on and not caring.
See, this is where you and I are different.
What the license plate is.
This is where you and I are different.
Like,
I
oh,
was-
that must mean something. I couldn't care less.
Something wrong with me because I spent far too
You
much time.
fixate on it.
I look at I was at
I must crack the code.
I was at an intersection yesterday, and I noticed 2 tags that were beyond a year expired, and it drives me crazy. I don't like living in a universe where things are that disorganized.
What color sticker should I have right now?
You have a December birthday.
I do.
So
I have
you
to.
should have an orange one, but you'll
Okay.
be getting a blue one.
Okay, I'll be getting blue.
Yeah, but if you have a green one, that means you are over a year expired.
Oh, so I shouldn't have green. I should have orange.
Not in an Iowa plate, no.
Okay, well then I will go check.
What do you mean you'll check?
Well, I'll go take a look. Make
But
sure it's
see,
orange.
Your birthday's in the next month,
Yeah, next month it is.
so you'll be getting a new sticker.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, once I pay for it.
right. Well, I understand how that works, but what I'm saying is, like, if you don't get the sticker changed, then I don't know how I'm going to be able to work with
That's
you.
typically what I get for Christmas is my car license.
Am I the psychopath? Why do I spend so much time looking at people's license plates?
I don't know.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, maybe you're the one.
Like, I'm always scanning license plates. I have this thing in the back of my head, too, where it's
Do
like...
you ever get lost? Do you ever miss your turn because you're thinking too much about the license plate?
I don't miss my turn for that reason, but I do miss my turn every once in a while. I mean, it does happen. Sometimes I have it in my head where I'm just constantly scanning license plates and I'll kind of try and remember them because I think if there's somebody in the trunk of that car, I need to be able to help the cops out.
Oh boy.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, the fact that you think you're going to be some sort of good Samaritan,
Well, I just-
or some sort of key witness.
Wouldn't that be some sort of super citizen?
Maybe that's what.
Maybe I get a key to the city. if somebody gets kidnapped, right? And they're like, we're looking for a black Mazda 6 with an Iowa plate, but they don't know what the plates are. And I go, I saw 3 Mazda 6 today on my way to work. Here are the plates that I saw, officer. Then I'd be some sort of a key to the city guy. I saved the kidnap victim with my ability to store plates. I'm saying all this out loud, and I realize I sound like crazy person.
Would you be looking to like collect the keys to all the cities?
All 5 of the Quad Cities?
The Quint cities?
I don't know. It seems like if I did,
It's like, hey, they're giving him another presentation. Dave's getting another key to the city.
if I saved 5 people from getting kidnapped, it would seem like I was in on the kidnappings.
Really would.
Yeah, that's kind of sus, bro. I need to just do it once. It'd be nice to just once be the guy
Maybe
that.
he's the one facilitating the kidnappings.
Well, I mean, it seems suspicious. It's
we'd
awfully
st-
suspicious.
We'd start whispering right away.
Yeah, no. See, I would just like to do it once. I don't know.
I mean, would the mayor like be wearing a top hat when he gives you the key to the city?
Or she.
Or she?
Could be Moline.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into the fantasy as to what the mayor is wearing, but in my daydream, where they hoist me up on their shoulders and sing "He's a Jolly Good Fellow,"
And this takes place like on the steps of City Hall or
yes,
something?
of course it does, and all the people are applauding me. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our fair town's hero, who for whatever reason scans license plates like a mental patient. Give it up for Dave Levora. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor, Madam Mayor. Glad to see you all here.
You're just marvelous.
You know, all this time I've been looking at people's license plates. I knew on some level that my weird obsession would.
he's the kidnapper.
No. I've been cleared of any.
He's got to be in on it.
No.
It's an inside job.
Read the report. The police have exonerated me. I'm just a young man who enjoys poking his nose in other people's license plate business.
Sounds to me like murder he caused.
No, don't make this weird. Don't make my constantly scanning people's plates and checking to see if their tags are in order weird. I do.
Maybe that's what you could do. I mean, if it's like, what's your occupation? I'm a witness.
It's just I am always alert, right? Like I'm always trying to assess. Like, okay, is there any? What's the risk here? What's going on? Am I being tailed? I'm always keeping my spidey senses out there.
Your head on a swivel.
You got to.
Four.
Woman going viral on TikTok after she fessed up about a fake wedding photo shoot that she had. She faked her own wedding so she could get her ex-boyfriend's attention.
Now you want me. Don't you want me, baby?
She arranged a fake wedding photo shoot to get back at her ex after they broke their relationship off, going to extreme measures
Now, did she
to get her ex-boyfriend's attention.
Did she do it in such a turnaround time that he was like, you didn't get married. I broke up with you on Saturday.
She claimed that she staged her own wedding and even hired a photographer to capture the special moments just to see if her ex would reach out to contact her.
And did he?
The woman
No.
hired a venue and figured out somebody to play the part of her husband for her big wedding day. And then she posted a bunch of pictures on her Instagram in the hopes that her old flame would see them. In the picture, she's wearing a stunning white gown and veil, which she accessorized with dainty silver jewelry. Looks like she had her makeup professionally done. She then poses for pictures with a huge bouquet. And her
Sounds pricey.
Her groom looks very into her. One picture has them in door frames. Another has them standing by the wedding cake that she paid for.
That's not cheap.
There's even video of the groom serenading her on the piano as she gazes lovingly at
You
him.
hired a musician, huh?
It did not work out. She says that he watched the story and he still didn't reach out.
How do you know? You can tell who watched your story?
I guess. How does that work? You can
that
see
seems
who
that seems like an invasion of privacy.
he did not reach out to her. Why would he reach out to you if what you're posting is that you married another guy? Why would your expectation be this'll get him interested? That would be, I would think,
Doesn't that kind of take you off the market?
yeah, right? You got an ex that gets married. It's like terrific.
Well, okay.
Cross that one off
Yeah,
the
I don't have
list.
to concern myself with that anymore.
And that'll be that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. People saying what you should have done, dummy, is stage an engagement shoot. Because once the wedding happens, it's too late. Yeah, that would have been better.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Also, let's say he
Yeah, couldn't you just, as opposed to staging all of this, couldn't you just take a picture
Yes.
that looks like it's an engagement announcement?
right.
Just that?
Or-
Isn't that a lot simpler?
Or just a picture of some dude with his arms around you. Why does he even have to be an engagement photo? Because
Or you don't even have to show the guy. You can just be like, there's a hand on my shoulder.
guess what's going on here.
and your hand is on that hand on your shoulder showing the ring.
This is what I
You
used
don't
to
even
do.
need, you don't even need a full person. You just need a hand.
This is what I used to do back in the day when I was single.
Is this a sweater story?
The sweater story.
Didn't you basically have a sweater it's like she's in the bathroom?
What?
Didn't you have a sweater
That-
that would be your girlfriend, but she's not here right now?
No.
Oh,
Is that a thing? Like you would have a woman's sweater on your
sitting next to you. Yeah, it's like someone's sitting here. My girlfriend.
No.
She's from Canada.
Yeah, that's right. Her name's Mandy, and her dad works for the J.C. Penney Corporation.
That's exactly right.
No, but I've had Canadian fake girlfriends, and
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, but I never.
They didn't have sweaters.
No, it never got to the point where I was buying clothing for her. What you must think of me? No, and
So
I
you
would.
didn't spend money on a sweater.
No,
I mean, it could have been a sweater that could have been your sweater. You know, she's a big girl.
I like them husky.
You know, about 6'4", island girl, Nova Scotia.
This is what I would do if I was ever like in a situation back in the day. If I was ever in a situation and like say we're at a bar and my ex was there, here's what I would do. I would go into a corner of the bar and then I'd wrap my hands around me like this, and then I put my hands on my back like this, so it looks like
What do you think you're Donnie Most?
It looks like somebody's making out with me. And then every once in a while, I look over my shoulder like, yeah, this could have been you, but you blew it. You blew it.
You could have had all this.
Could have been all yours. Now back to my very real lover girl with hairy knuckles for some reason. Well, that's weird. What's the plan if you're staging a wedding, right? Because you want your ex to reach out to you. What's the plan when he calls? How long do you go along with the, oh yeah, no, I'm married routine? Or do you just instantly say, yeah, no, I faked all that so you'd call me?
What? You did what?
Which would be better?
Yeah,
Do you fake a divorce?
I'll leave him for you, but on my terms.
But things are going to have to be different this time, Roger.
Roger that. My name's not Roger. I know, Roger that. I know, Steve, Roger that.
What was the play? How does this work?
What is the end game?
If your fantasy is that this guy's going to come and stop the wedding, you can't post pictures of the wedding that's already happened. If there's pictures of the two of you cutting the cake, I think you're going to find that that's not the play.
Why don't you pretend you're pregnant?
Yeah, well, people do that.
You know, expecting. Oh, look at this. We're both holding a tiny jumper.
I just don't understand how she thought this was going to
We're
work.
holding a little jumper that says Big Brother. Wait, what? You don't even have any kids.
Well, not
Don't-
that I know about.
No, but eventually this
I don't. Okay, one last thing.
By Big Brother, I mean everyone's watching.
The conception was videotaped by the government. We were not aware we were under surveillance. It's really
We're
more
under
of a
surveillance.
It's more of a statement, really.
You're right.
If
You're all being watched.
one last point I want to make about this.
Yes.
To be this crazy, right?
Wonder what kind of car she drives.
And to do it's
Gold
a
BMW?
personalized plate that says "Crazy Bride." To be this sort of insane, right? And to think that this is going to work, that's something else. But then to do this and then share the story with strangers.
yeah, and
Like, look what I did, everybody.
look what failed.
How if you were to go through with something like this, wouldn't you just be so full of shame that you wouldn't maybe even leave the house the rest of your life?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to look up that word. How is that spelled again?
Shame?
Shame. I
I get it that we live in a post-shame world. But even this,
Shame. That's you can't
even this,
you can't even find that word in the dictionary anymore. They start getting rid of words now.
to do this and say, remembering the time I faked my own wedding and had a professional photo shoot so he would reach out, to then share this with the world and to be now famous for this.
Well,
I mean,
otherwise-
you and I are talking about this woman's love life or lack thereof because she put this story out there.
You got a picture?
Yeah, no, she's cute. She's here you go. Here's the wedding photos. She's adorable. Be a nice bride sometime. I'm gonna guess she's gonna be a nice looking bride a couple of times. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out
I think
there.
you might be trying too hard.
Her or me?
Her.
Oh, okay.
Not you. You, what are you doing?
I'm just saying.
What, are you accusing me of trying too hard?
That's a first.
I'll show you.
Story from Macon, Georgia, of a webcam model. This is someone who goes online and puts on shows. Dig what I'm saying? Thomaston, Georgia, is actually about 40 miles away from Macon. You hate it when somebody claims they're from Macon and you find out they're from Thomaston.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Quit putting on airs. This webcam model, according to the police report, accidentally shot herself in the vagina with a 9mm handgun while she was recording one of her internet videos.
Boy. This is a good place for a stick up.
According to the police report, they responded to an accidental gunshot wound at this residence.
Boy.
Sheriff's deputy encountered an EMS worker in the property's driveway. This would have been around noon back on November the 9th. The paramedic was holding an unloaded handgun and a spent bullet casing in her hands and explained that the female had shot herself in the vagina accidentally.
Should have heard the echo.
Consider yourself zing.
No chance of ricochet, I guess.
According to interviews, with other residents of the home, deputies were able to figure out that Lauren Hunter Demon, who's 27 years old, was apparently alone inside her bedroom when the gun discharged.
Oh, no.
The owner of the firearm is one Jordan Allen. He said he was in the kitchen when he heard a gunshot. Upon reaching the bedroom, he found the webcam model
Oh, boy.
with a small amount of blood on her leg
Oh.
and advised that she started saying she was sorry and said that she had shot herself accidentally. Apparently, this woman has subscribers on a web platform where she makes sexual videos of herself. And people pay to see that sort
A
of
little
thing.
gunplay.
Do it live!
Wow.
She was doing one of the videos at the time when the gun went off.
Oof.
Oh man, that's a show. I don't know how you top that. Might be time to get out of the game.
Just one cavity.
She was transported from her home, where a helicopter took her to a hospital in Macon. She just got out this week, apparently. The shooting, the police classify as reckless conduct. She's likely looking now at criminal charges.
3 weeks in the vagina ward. Can't be cheap.
Isn't that great?
I hope my insurance covers this.
Oh, here we go.
He's going to have to, at some point, be on the phone with somebody from the insurance company explaining what happened.
What happened?
Well, I was making in one of my videos in Thompson there. I had a bunch of gentlemen callers on the internet looking at me putting on a show, and I thought it'd be fun just to, introduce a little gunplay to the festivities. And next thing I know,
I call this one pistol whipped.
I ain't no Annie Oakley, that's for damn sure. Well, she's now looking at charges.
Shot a little tiny bottle right off my cervix.
The shooting was classified as reckless conduct. Unlikely,
Yeah,
it says here,
clearly.
to result in criminal charges, according to the sheriff.
But we're not covering it.
But during the interviews with the cops, her account of how the shooting happened fluctuated.
Yeah.
She claimed at one point that the gun went off during a consensual sex act with the owner of the gun. So he's either in the kitchen doing the dishes when it happens, or he's somehow involved in it.
Yeah.
Her story kept changing as to what exactly happened. Good luck. Good luck figuring out this unsolved mystery. Jeez.
Hard to dust for that sort of thing.
They just don't have the facilities.
Yeah, we just don't have the manpower, the legwork.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I didn't think it'd be like this.
What an adventure that was, those top 5 things. I enjoyed them all for their own reasons and for the right reasons. Thanks to you for downloading and listening, subscribing, leaving a review of the podcast, and thanks to Nature's Treatment of Illinois for making it possible.
Yeah, the Milan store offers both medicinal and recreational. Galesburg is recreational only. Nature's Treatment offers a wide selection of products for recreational use, including flower, vapes, and edibles, and the recreational waiting times are available. You can reserve your time if you go to the website ntillinois.com.
Until we get a chance to do it for you again, hang loose, Kooks.
And you stay classy and safe, Quad Cities.
Come on, Quad Cities, represent. This is for the Quad Cities record spot. Davenport, yeah, we keeping it locked. Rock Island, come on, and it just don't stop. East Moline, yeah, they keeping it hot.
It's over, Johnny. It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.